All right, so we are recording and we are live, and I am so excited because, as I said, this is one of my favorite trainings to do, and this is where my heart and soul is. This is where my passion lies, especially working with female entrepreneurs and working in the insurance and real estate industry. I just find that we have so many similarities, and through my experiences, I've been able to connect with women just like you. And so that is why I want to share this with you today. Like I said, I will be sharing this with you. I'll be sharing it live on Facebook and just continuing to reach as many women as I can. So you should see my screen. Send me a question or shoot out a chat if you're not seeing it. But you should see on there. It is titled Insurance and Real Estate Agents, Discovering the 7 Powerful Truths That Explode Your Business Growth in 30 Days or Less. So we are going to learn these 7 strategies towards helping you develop exponential growth. Like I mentioned, focusing on 2017, especially the first 3 months, the first 90 days to really see those results in 2017. And ultimately, if this is your goal, becoming the queen or the top of your industry. So I just want to say thank you for taking the time to be on this webinar today. Thank you for sharing with me and for trusting me to be open and honest with you. And thank you as well for being open and honest with me. I just want to say thank you for being here. So I know many of you are thinking, oh boy, this better be good, or I don't even have time for this today. I'm not sure why I even bothered to listen. Or maybe you're starving because you haven't eaten lunch yet, or you're eating lunch on the webinar today. Well, either way, I know it's a busy week, it's a hectic week, it's a holiday week, and it sure sometimes beats working to be able to dive into some self-development and self-growth, personal development as you continue your education. And so the fact that you found this webinar today and registered to join is certainly a step in the right direction. Whether you are following your gut, your instinct, or your heart to find your way here, I am certainly glad that you did. There's no coincidence that you're on this webinar today, and rather instead I prefer to call them God incidences. So in the next 40 minutes, I want you to have the biggest return on your time, which is of significant value to me. I respect your time, and I know it's one of your most valuable assets. Therefore, I want to shred your limiting beliefs and unleash the power that you've had since you were a little girl. I want your mind to shift to be open to the possibilities of not just change, but significant, massive, intentional growth in your personal life, your spiritual life, and your professional life. So, this webinar is for you if, all right, I'm actually going to hit play on the slideshow instead so you don't see all that stuff on the side here. All right, so if you're really questioning, can you do it all? If you're already a successful female agent, but you're feeling stuck or at a plateau currently. If you're battling the voices in your head of the hours and work it takes to be an entrepreneur, all while you're feeling the pull to spend enough time with your loved ones that matter the most to you. So you know that you have the capability to be in the top of your industry, but you just need the confidence, belief, or a little push to get you there. You've been saying someday for over 2 years now about beginning your business expansion. Well, have you ever been or engaged in a conversation where someone argues there's just not enough hours in a day? Or have you been accused of working all the time? Is your significant other requesting you to be home more than just one night per week? Have you been craving more time with your children? You feel like a not good enough mother for sending them to daycare full time? Have you heard rumors at the water fountain or the employees' break room that maybe you're a capital B? Are you getting bruises on your head from hitting glass ceilings, or have you just realized that you're forever going to be limited in your career advancement by the old boys club? Are you piled under a stack of paperwork on Monday morning so that mundane emails and employee requests take up your entire day and you never get to work on growing sales revenues while increasing client retention? Do you need to hire but you just don't know who? Do you know that you're supposed to be tackling all your social media accounts but you just can't seem to find the time or even know if it's worth it? Now, I know some of you are drowning in student loans or credit card debt, or have you recently had a conversation about financing a new purchase? Are you not making the money you thought you would? Do you fall into the myth that you graduate college, live in a beautiful home with a white picket fence, and you don't? Are your evenings consumed with HGTV, dreaming of your dream house, of which realistically will never happen at your current financial pace? Most of all, are you frustrated because any of these below describe you? Now, I know it is frustrating when we don't have enough hours in the day. We're accused of working all the time, or a family wants us to be home more. If you're a boss, if you're the boss or the manager of your agency, then are you a capital B? Nobody wants to be that, but do you get called that? Are you hitting glass ceilings? Are you limited by the old boys club? Do you need more help, but you just don't know who to hire? Are you not making the money you thought you would? Are you not making enough money to pay off your debt? I know that this can be very frustrating, and so this is why you've jumped on today to learn these 6 powerful truths. I want to help you triple your sales revenues in 90 days with one simple shift in your sales process. I want to help you become the queen of your male-dominated profession and never be stopped by the glass ceiling or the old boys club again. I want to see you obtain 50 new hot connections and leads that turn into recurring customers for you. I want to teach you how to systemize and delegate your business so that it operates 24/7, making you money while creating more freedom and flexibility. We're going to create a lucrative business reality by living full out and embracing your highest calling while unleashing your God-given talents. And last but certainly not least, we will discover the secrets that set your business apart to blow the competition out of the water in the noisy and crowded marketplace. So listen in. I'm about to dive into the meat and potatoes here. But before I do, I want you to know there is a special treat at the end. There will be a special offer customized just for you at the end of this webinar. It is a luscious, creamy, and sweet dessert, a dessert like none other you've experienced before, a mind-blowing, life-changing, calorie-free dessert. It will be something that you can take home with you, that you can learn from for days, weeks, and years to come. And so I'm offering you this just today, and you will hear more about it in 25 minutes at the end of our webinar. So this is the part where I was saying I'm going to get real with you. I'm going to get honest and open and share my story, and I trust that while guarding my heart, you'll be open to hearing what I have to say. So I'm going to take you back to my first job out of college. I graduated from a private local college, a Catholic all-girls institution. Now, mind you, I was no Catholic schoolgirl. I was voted class guy watcher in high school. And coming from small town Minnesota, I stayed close to home. It was safe, comfortable, and my family was within 1 hour driving distance. I was also with my best friend since 7th grade. With a 4-year degree in business management, I knew I would quickly continue on to my master's degree. So with that, I sent out a few resumes and took the first job that I was offered. I did achieve my MBA by the ripe age of 22 after purchasing my first home at age 21 and built up $20,000 in credit card debt to finish off the basement. Sound familiar? Well, my first real big girl job led to a 7-year career in the banking industry. Between 2 local small town community banks with a town population 5,000 and 14,000 people respectively, I moved from an entry-level customer service position to the commercial lending department, which I enjoyed, but I still felt limited. So I now had a master's degree, a strong passion for fitness, and I started selling lipstick on the side. However, in my day job, I felt stuck behind the desk. I felt stuck in a 9-to-5 job. I felt stuck with 10 days vacation per year, 2 sick days, a 1-hour lunch break that shifted based on my boss's preferred lunch break. I was stuck at a 1.5 to 2% salary increase each year. I was trapped by an 8-man board of directors that consisted of none other than 8 members of the Old Boys Club. I had 3 male bosses, and I was an officer at the bank in age 27. I was making a whopping $37,000 annual salary. And in fact, almost 1 year to the day of leaving my first job, they offered me $50,000 to come back and relocate. It literally took 1 year of my mom being diagnosed with breast cancer, 12 months of chemotherapy, and 3 to 4 surgeries from my previous employer to realize my worth and call me to come back. But now, at my new bank, based on the seniority of employees ahead of me, I, being the youngest of 32 employees, and the longevity that people are known for in the banking industry, with a small town local bank that only turned over when someone died or retired, I was stuck. I was stuck at the top of a mountain peak that would not change in any foreseeable future. I heard the people say, "You're so pretty, you're so smart, you're so successful," but I never believed it, and I hadn't achieved anywhere near the success that I knew I was capable of. I heard the conservative baby boomer generation say, "Oh, you have a good job." But my coworkers had worked at the bank 10, 15, 25 years, and they were miserable. They were walking zombies, Grinches that walked around in two-piece, oversized gray uniform suits. In the break room, they complained about the same things each day, but yet none believed in an outside world of anything different than what they were already doing. They attempted to give me advice, me, of course, the youngest 27-year-old, new to banking, which was 7 years new, and as much as I smiled and nodded, I knew better. Mary Kay had always taught me to not take, ask, or seek advice from someone I would not want to trade places with. So as much as they thought their tips were helpful, I took every tip in as a reason I would not get sucked into this sinkhole. Besides that, I had dreams, right? And so do you. I had passion, I had energy, I had a burning desire to help more people, especially women, and I was born into an entrepreneurial family. My soul doesn't tick on a punch-in, punch-out time clock. My soul yearns for more knowledge, more learning, more growth, more relationships, more opportunities, and more money. I yearned to travel, and I used all of my vacation days to do so. I yearned for experiences, the once-in-a-lifetime bucket list. People can't believe you're doing that kind of experiences. I yearned to see the sun sometime between 9 and 5, to have lunch with my friends. I yearned to look forward to days off during the week other than the banking holidays of Veterans Day, President's Day, Martin Luther King Jr. Day, and one other random one I can't remember. Did I mention that at this time I had earned, not won, a company car with my direct selling business? That's right. I drove a car with a company name on the side of it that did not say local bank. I earned that car through sales and production based on a timeline, a recognized trophy on wheels for my company. I wanted to be the boss, not to have a boss. I wanted flexibility in my schedule. I wanted the network, the reach to impact thousands of people's lives. I wanted it all. Unfortunately, my live-in boyfriend didn't. He wanted me to work a conservative 9-to-5 job and leave work and all the stress of it at the door when I got home. He wanted me to serve in a traditional female role, and his ego wouldn't have allowed for me to make more money than him. He also wanted to party into the wee hours of the morning with his friends and leave me at home wondering where he was. But that's a whole different story. My boyfriend was much taller than me, strong, muscular, and thick-framed. He was a cop on the overnight shift, but his temperament continued 24/7. Stern and dominant as his career required was how he started treating me. The put-downs turned into complete insults and belittling. Although he never physically harmed me, the words could cut like a knife. His tongue was sharp, his mind shallow, and soon enough I started believing everything he said to me. You see, when you live in a toxic home, you catch whatever's going around. You breathe the air, you drink the Kool-Aid, and your mind becomes cluttered with filth. It took me 2 years to get completely out of that damaging relationship. This is exactly when I decided that the best investment I could make was in myself. I knew I had to find another way, a way out from the 9 to 5 Monday through Friday grind called the American Dream. I realized the most important thing I needed was professional guidance. Someone who had been through it before, someone who would bring me into a life of fruition towards the bigger picture. I invested in a business coach. That is when I made transition I have yet made in my life. The transition from a comfortable 9 to 5 job with a salary, benefits, and little responsibility outside of work to a 100% commission direct selling business with no benefits, no dual income or roommate income to be supported by, and a whole free world in front of me. Through the last 4 years, I have worked with my coach to start another 24/7 brick and mortar fitness center, an independent contractor for a recruiting company, a college professor, and now a marketer focused on lead generation. And this brings me to you. These experiences have catapulted a universal collision of education and wisdom that would be denying my God-given talents if I didn't share them with you and use them in a way that will help you change your life and shift your mindset forever. So I want to share with you from one of my greatest friends, Liz. I've been working with Liz for about almost a year now. Liz is local to me, which is nice. So I can actually work with her locally because a lot of the people I work with are not local to me. Actually, a lot of them are in different states. But as Liz said, I have helped her realize the advantages and disadvantages of how she was utilizing her time, whether it was efficiently or not efficiently. And after making a few changes with me, she's happy to say she's made huge leaps in time management, as well as working with her social media to make a positive impact on her business to keep her schedule full and her clients coming back for more. So let's tackle the myths that we commonly hear about female entrepreneurs. So myth number 1, if I just keep working harder and keep going, results are sure to come eventually. So ladies, I have a truth for you. If what you're doing hasn't gotten you to where you want to be in the last year, that won't change. The way you work, smarter, not harder, is what needs to change. It's like reading leadership and inspirational books. And trust me, I've read over 50 in just the past year. However, as you know, the books don't do any good if you don't implement the strategies with action. Same goes for your business. You might have the best and grandest ideas, but we can get caught up in day-to-day penny tasks that distract us from working towards the larger goal. Myth number 2, my regional director, my boss, my upline keeps saying that a big promotion is right around the corner. The truth is, if they were capable of paying you the promotion and believed in your worth, they'd already be paying you for it. This is a line that is used as a stall tactic. And I don't feel like a fool if you fell for this before, because we all have. But we keep holding out for our next annual review to get that wee little pay raise. We hold out for a Christmas bonus and a plaque that says, "Congratulations, you've dedicated 5 years of your life to someone else's dream." Myth number 3. It's easier for you to just do everything because you know how to do it. You do it better than anybody else, and it would take too much time to train someone new. Well, let me tell you that getting help by adding employees, outsourcing, or hiring out parts of your business will lead to the greatest leaps and exponential growth. You are the best at what you do. You know your business like the back of your hand, but you will limit your growth by the number of hours you have in a day. What you won't limit is the number of gray hairs on your head or the amount of stress piling up that can lead to a catastrophic explosion, which can do more damage in 5 minutes than all the work you've put into the last 5 years. And myth number 4, being self-employed is too risky. You can't afford the benefits and still make the salary you need to survive on your own. Well, ladies, although yes, quitting your job and being self-employed and having your own independent agency certainly is risky, Don't procrastinate. You'll never have enough time or money, or as much as you desire anyway, to get started. You can obtain benefits elsewhere, and you're only allowing fear to creep in. You're going to convince me that quitting your job is the biggest risk you'll ever take in your life? Well, welcome to the mediocre train. You'll be there for a while. Like one of my favorite song lyrics says, it's not the human walk, it's the human race. If you're not living on the edge, you're taking too much space. So, here are those truths about the 4 myths that we commonly hear about female entrepreneurs. And now we're to the meat and butter, I can't even talk, the meat and potatoes, the bread and butter, however you want to say it, the 7 strategies that you've been waiting for, the 7 strategies, the 7 reasons why you're here. Now, don't get disappointed that I just wrote 7 numbers down, because of course I'm going to dive into each one of them for you. Okay, we're going to do this all in the next 12 minutes, so don't worry, I won't be taking up your whole afternoon. All right, so discovering the 7 powerful strategies that are going to significantly change your business, explode sales, triple your customer base, generate the leads that you've been waiting for, so you never wonder how to fill your books again. By implementing just one of these strategies, you would see explosive recurring sales in just 30 days. And some of you are going to have all that you can handle just by doing that. But some of you will take weeks to dive into each one of these, to become the queen of your industry, the leader, the top, the queen of service, the most professional, the best seller, the best recruiter, the queen of lead generation and networking. You are ready for all 7 of these bullet points. So I'm going to leave this up here as I dive into each one of them for you. And as I do, I'll share my screen here in a second so I can really talk to you. So, powerful truth number 1, master your numbers. Until you know your numbers and can track them, you can't truly measure growth. You also can't track achievement on the thermometer of your goals. So if numbers make your head spin, you certainly can get help with managing them, but you need to know what they mean. Not just for simple revenue, expense, and budgeting purposes, but knowing your return on investment and your retention or turnover rates are crucial to success or disaster of your business. Knowing where your money is spent and what is produced, specifically income-producing activities, are crucial numbers to track. So consider this. What numbers are you tracking right now? How are you tracking them? What numbers should you or ought you be tracking based on your industry? Are you using these tracked numbers to set monthly, quarterly, and annual goals? And do you talk about these numbers with executive or management members on your team? Do you talk about these at employee or board meetings? All right, so I hope you can write down a few things about mastering your numbers, what those mean to you, and how we can dive in even further to teach you and to teach your staff how these numbers can change your business. Of course, until you know your numbers, you won't certainly be able to help them grow. Powerful truth strategy number 2, find your sparkle section. A sparkle section is a derived term from about 10 years ago that I developed along a parade route. Some of you might be more familiar with this as your amen corner, your cheerleaders, or your biggest raving fans. For starters, this is your closest person of influence, which for most of you is going to be your significant other. Then it expands to the next 3 to 5 people that you spend the most time with. Now again, for many of you, this is going to be your coworkers or employees. The next circle of influence is your networking group, your coffee club, your Bible study group, and the other soccer moms. But did you realize that you choose this? You have a choice in your circle of influence, and it can have a major impact on the speed of your growth and the size of your thinking. Take a quick minute. I want you to jot down the top 5 names of the people you spend the most time with in any given week. So take out that quick piece of paper, jot those names in your head. Now, are you surprised by this? Honest question. Do these people help you grow? Personally? Professionally? Spiritually, harder question. If someone is in your top 5, but it might be in your best interest to remove them, how can you take the steps to do so? Which leads us to powerful truth number 3. Our strategy is leadership. The most common form of leadership comes in a title. However, that is not the only form. Leadership does not have to be defined by a title, by your salary, work experience, or education. All of these factors sure do help and can be contributors, but there is so much more. And it starts with self-leadership, leading oneself through discipline, work ethic, and motivation. You must be able to lead yourself before you lead others. This includes setting direction for the personal mission in your life, as well as learning how to set organizational and business direction. So are you a leader? Do you see yourself as a leader? Do people tell you that you're a leader? Do they follow you? Are you naturally the team captain, the president of every group you join, the one always asked to do other people a favor? What is your leadership style? Are you on the color test? Are you a DISC personality profile, a DIS or C? Are you Democrat or Republican, dictator or democracy? Are you on the Myers-Briggs scale of ENFJ, PTI? If you know the scale, you know what I mean. Or do you lead by words or by example? The 4th strategy that will significantly shift your growth and your revenues in 2017 is to develop a success mindset. Believing in the process, understanding the journey, and gaining your power from an ultimate higher source. You cannot be a success if you don't believe in success. The 6 inches between your head is what blows out the burning flame from most dreams igniting. I find this to be the #1 limiting factor that I see in working with professional women, that they don't believe in themselves and what they are capable of. The single truth alone brings many dreams to the grave, and it will leave many lives unchanged. To me, it's the saddest and most prevalent women's mental health issue currently in America. Number 5, this has to be one of my favorites, being the expert. This is probably the sole reason that I set out on this journey to help lead, mentor, coach, and walk beside other insurance agents and realtors that go through the same things we all do. So how do you become the top of mind, the #1 person, the go-to in your industry, especially if you're a female in a male-dominated industry? Do you have to buy the biggest billboard on your main highway to get noticed? Or is there more than one way to do it? I'm going to show you and guide you through more than 10 ways that can help you to become the expert. Although it won't happen overnight, it can happen very quickly. No, no, no. Do not drop dollars into advertising yet. Quit sponsoring every little Tom, Dick, or Harry that asks you for money for their new sports uniforms. Quit throwing money every time a newspaper, print, radio, or TV person walks in your door asking for it. What they're offering is not a special. It's a special gimmick for you to spend money. The #1 way to become the go-to person in your industry is through warm, referral-based marketing. And we will walk through this together one-on-one. So number 6, delegate penny tasks. I know as women and as mothers, this can be the hardest thing for us, but we cannot do it all and make the explosive income that you dream of. You can have it all, but that is only after you learn how to delegate. Ladies, you are worth millions, not pennies. So stop spending your time doing penny jobs. Spend your time where your efforts are the most blessed in the form of incoming revenues. So let me ask you this right now. What household tasks do you delegate? Do you hire a landscape service, snow removal, and housekeeper? Do you have a nanny? Do you have a laundry service? Do you order your groceries online? What about your admin tasks? Who checks and opens your paper mail each day and goes to the post office? Who answers your desk phone? Who makes photocopies for you and prepares packages for your next showing? If you're to answer any or all of these questions with the you do, like you can raise your hand right now and say, I do it all, then you're doing it all wrong. And lastly, strategy number 7, also one of my hot topics. I love marketing. And because I love marketing does not mean that I love advertising or that they are synonymous. It is a big, crazy, light year fast digital, electronic, social media world out there. The old ways are certainly not new school, nor are they cool. So how can you possibly keep up on all of these trends and use them to solidify your stance in the marketplace? How can you be an industry leader in an ever-changing market? Which sites do you use on a weekly basis? Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Pinterest, Hootsuite, YouTube, creating new videos, Facebook Live, sharing relative industry news articles each week. Are you writing a blog post? How do you possibly keep up and keep relevant? Marketing and advertising for your company is a full-time job, but it cannot be your full-time job. You make money when you see your patients, your clients, your customers, and not when you're on Facebook. All right, so is your mind spinning? I just shared 7 powerful and necessary truths to achieving the explosive revenues that you desire, building an iron beam strong foundation of recurring clients, and the slightest hints of how we're going to start implementing these. Do you see how with just one of these strategies you could see dramatic changes in your business and your monthly sales? Can you imagine how your world would become released wide open if you implemented all 7? I want to take you back a step and choose not to be overwhelmed. This is why I'm here. This is why you took notes, and this is why you were called to be on this webinar. You are ready. You are ready to get started in your step-by-step implementation of these 7 strategies with me. I'm about to let you know how you can get in on this magnanimous opportunity. So today, we've just hinted at the surface of what I can show you, but my plan is to teach you a system that will help you once and for all overcome your fear and step into your unlimited, God-given potential. The greatest gift that I can be to you is all in, knee-deep in the fine workings of your business to create an explosive strategy that will exponentially grow your revenues and build a cement solid client foundation that expands wider than you thought possible. Now, I've been a marketing consultant for my local chamber, and my chamber director, her name is Mary, as you can see. So, as she said, in the almost 5 years that I've been working with her, she said, Jessie demonstrates tenacity. We all feel down, but I have proven over and over to work through adversity, to hold your head high and move forward. I am not afraid to show my emotions, my faith, or my weaknesses. And I can help you to do the same, to show your true self, to bring you through obstacles, adversity, and diversity, and to help you be real, the most genuine and authentic version of you. I want to dive deeper into these 7 powerful strategies that will explode your business in just 30 days and bring you to the queen of your profession in the first 90 days of 2017. I want to show you how to just triple your sales revenues, become the queen of your male-dominated industry, not ever get sucked by the glass ceiling or the old boys club again. I'm going to help you with lead generation, finding 50 new and hot connections and leads immediately to your business that will turn into recurring, loyal, long-term customers. So with this, we get to the dessert. Remember the dessert I mentioned at the beginning of our webinar today? Well, it's just getting hotter and it's about to get served up. So is your mouth watering yet? Are your taste buds craving more? Do you want to know exactly how you can implement these 7 strategies into your business? Your business, which is like no one else's. Your business is unique, your customers are unique, and so are you. And that's why I'm offering you an exclusive, limited time offer of a free one-on-one 45-minute strategy session with me. We will systemize and delegate your business so that it operates 24/7, making you money while creating more freedom and flexibility. We'll create your new lucrative business reality by living full out and embracing and unleashing your talents. We'll discover the secrets that set your business apart from your competition and get you out of that crowded and noisy marketplace. We'll navigate clear, repeated patterns and significant opportunities for exponential growth based on your experience, your background, and your struggles, all while releasing the past. So, are you fearful of what others might say? Are you still hesitant to pull that trigger? Are you wondering, I don't know if I can do this all? You're thinking, I'm already successful. I just don't know what to do next. Or you're battling the voices inside your head of the should I, shouldn't I, what would they say, what would he say, what would she say? Who cares? You know that you have the capability to be the top in your industry, and I do too. I want to show you that you have the confidence, you have the belief, you have the push that you need to get there so that you can quit saying someday. Now, what are you waiting for? Do not let fear hold you back from the future that is awaiting you. You have big dreams, and they're just about to expand. Here's my friend Kim. Kim is a State Farm insurance agent. She is in Minnesota, where it's freezing cold right now. And as I've been working with her really just for about the past 2.5 years, but even more so in the last year, she said I've impacted her business in marketing and the team building aspect by teaching how to reach multiple market groups in a way that pertain to their personal lifestyle, attracting their attention. I've also helped her with her team building for her employees by teaching them how to unite together and encouraging self-motivation so they can be each motivated towards their individual goals and to the agency goals as a whole. Now, the last one that I've been working with, Jesse. Jesse is an owner of a bar, grill, and bowling alley, so a little bit outside of my box, but I work out with Jesse at CrossFit, and he is like, I have to have you. I'm eager to get started with you. We've been meeting for the last 2 months and talking about his systems and really looking to create more efficient systems and create systems that he hasn't even had in place before that will significantly get him away from working 70-hour weeks. He said, I don't even know how you think of these creative marketing ideas. And to be honest, I don't think of them. This really is my passion. This just comes to me. It is a part of what I do. It's how I breathe. So I'm going to close with this. This is your sign. Laura, take advantage of a 45-minute one-on-one individual strategy session with me. You have big dreams, and there is no reason why we can't get started today with your one-on-one strategy session. I will be connecting with you to follow up, but if you want to take a jump on it, just email me at jessiewendland@gmail.com and say, yes, I'm in. And we'll be connecting within the next 24 hours. So thank you so much for being on this webinar today. I truly appreciate you, and I look forward to continue to blessing your lives and so many of the lives that you get to touch. Have a great day.